So there are a lot of people who enjoy bass fishing in our state, and the Bass Federation is a group of fishermen and women, of course, who enjoy fishing tournaments, and they run a tournament trail for beginners through advanced fishermen as well, and a junior trail for kids up to 18. Here to tell us more about it is Keith Cleary, the tournament director. Keith, this sounds like fun. Who wouldn't want to be out on a lake fishing all summer?
Oh, I tell you, I'd do it every day if I could.
All right, so tell me about the Bass Fishing Federation.
Well, we're an organization that puts on a number of tournaments throughout the year. We try to cater to beginner and advanced anglers, so we have 2 divisions in each tournament, an A division and a B division, and it's based on your level of experience. And we just try to keep a low-key, competitive environment.
Now, how many members are involved?
Right now, we've got about 75 members in the
Great.
state, and we're always looking for new people to come out and try it.
And you just, we're going to put up some pictures, and I know that you just returned from the championship.
Yep.
Where was that?
The 2013 championship.
Is that you, Keith?
That's me.
Look
yep.
at those.
A couple of big smallmouth there. We were down on Grand Lake of the Cherokees in Grove, Oklahoma.
How awesome.
Yep. They take the top fishermen from each of the 48 states in the U.S. and compete for a week-long tournament with a chance to go to the FLW Cup, which is kind of the World Championship of Bass Fishing.
Sounds cool. And what are we looking at here?
Just again, that's another Candlewood Lake bass, 4-pounder, probably largemouth.
And who's this?
That is my fishing partner, Victoria. She loves getting out there on the water with me every chance she gets.
She has a little life vest. I love it.
Yep.
How long have you been fishing, Keith?
I've been fishing since I was a kid, probably about 5, 6 years old is when I started. And I started my first bass fishing club when I was 16 in high school.
Wow. So we were talking about it earlier. You don't use any sort of live bait.
Nope.
You have all these different lures. Let's take a look at them, kind of explain it, I guess, in layman's terms.
Sure. I mean, I fish artificials only, so I guess starting over here, we've got a couple of, there's a swim bait.
See, I would go for this one because it's glittery and sparkly.
Yep, well, the fish like it too. The glitter just reflects the sunlight pretty well.
And I feel like you have to be a pretty big fish to go after this guy.
Yeah, those frogs are great for throwing over lily pads, matted milfoil, stuff like that, and the fish will just come up and explode on it. Nothing beats that topwater bite when they blow through the surface.
Right through the water, you can see it.
Yep,
Smallmouth and largemouth,
Smallmouth
right?
and largemouth bass, all sizes.
Got it. And you just catch them and put them back?
It's catch and release only for me. I just enjoy the sport, going out there chasing them and, you know, catch them, let them go, catch them again another day.
Now, when you're in a tournament, how do they rank the fish, or how do you keep track?
So in a tournament, you get to keep your 5 biggest fish on the day.
Okay.
And the boats that we fish in are built with onboard fish tanks, live wells. So you keep the fish alive throughout the day. At the end of the day, we weigh them in, and then at the completion of the weigh-in, we release those fish back into the lake.
Got it. Now, you're obviously a pro here. Any special techniques you might be able to share with our viewers?
Well, I can tell you that my personal favorite is fishing a jig.
Okay.
This bait here has accounted for probably 80% of the fish that I've caught.
Oh, that's a
throughout
keeper,
the year.
huh?
Yeah, this one I will definitely keep on the line, and I have it in my hands as much as I can. But over the last 3 years, probably about 80% of the fish I caught were caught on this, and it helped me qualify for that national championship.
Now, is there a good time to go? I know a lot of fishermen get up really early.
Yeah, you want to get that early bite. You know, first thing in the morning, great thing to do is throw a topwater. Those fish are still aggressive. You know, they've been hanging out all night. They're on the move. You throw that topwater. Once the sun comes up and gets a little bit brighter, you want to start backing off a little bit, getting into the deeper water, maybe fishing the weeds with a jig, some of the tube baits, or any of these other soft plastic
What's a
baits.
tube bait? I don't know what we're talking about. Okay, this
Tube
guy.
bait right here. Yeah, so this bait here will just, it's weedless. You can pull it through the weeds, and as it's falling, it's just kind of a lift and drop technique so that the fish can pounce on it.
Got it. Now, let's talk about the different rods you have here.
Sure.
Is one basic, advanced? How does it all work?
Actually, these types of rods, if you're a beginner angler, I recommend starting off with, you know, oops, sorry about that.
That's okay,
with a spinning rod. It's a little bit easier to maintain.
So this would be for me if I was to go out and do some bass fishing.
You're going to get less tangles with it, and you're able to just throw the lure a pretty good distance. Baits that I'd recommend for the beginner.
Sure.
One would be this type here. It's called a Senko.
Looks like an eel, kind of a gross eel, Keith.
Yep, it's a small worm, and what we do here is you want to try to rig it wacky style. So wacky style would basically be the hook through the middle, so that as it's falling, you're going to see it just flutters through the water. I like to use a weedless hook, so I just put the little clip on there, and it covers the hook point. So you can pull it through the weeds and trees, and the fish do love it, and it's great for a beginner because it's an easy lure for them to fish.
Got it.
You know, another recommendation that I'd have for the beginner is simply swimming a grub.
Swimming a grub.
Yep. And again, this
The
one
grub
here,
is the lure here?
the grub is this soft plastic bait here.
Okay.
And you can see it's just got that little curl tail on it, open hook. Just
Sometimes
throw
they
it out
smell
there.
too, the bait, don't they? Like they
Yep,
smell like
garlic
fish.
smell. They'll have garlic or fish scents. There's a variety of scents, more to mask our human scent that's on the bait than to, because I doubt a fish has ever tasted garlic.
It's true, right? That's funny.
But yeah, you just throw this out, swim it back to the boat. That little tail gives a nice kicking action, and it's, again, great for a beginner, for a kid. You'll get all sorts of fish biting this bait. It's small enough that you can catch bass, rock bass, perch.
I love it.
It just keeps people's interest up.
Keith, let me ask you, how do we get involved in the tournament?
Well, our organization, we have a website. On the website, there's all sorts of information, applications. The best way to try it right now is our guest application.
Okay.
Before committing to paying full membership dues, you can come out and fish one of our tournaments as a guest for $15.
Oh, that's great.
And it's just an opportunity to see what we're all about, see if you enjoy it. Again, like I said, we have highly competitive fishermen, and we have beginners that are just trying to get into the sport and learn. And that's what we're out trying to do, is really just cater to everybody.
I love it. Well, Keith, thank you so much for the advice and the lures. I know what to use this weekend.
Yep. Well, good luck.
Give us that website one more time.
It's www.ct-tbf.com.
Pretty easy. All right, sounds great. Thanks again.
Great.
And coming up next, we'll meet one of the Sports Edge on the scene top 9 finalists when Style returns. We'll be right back.